Welcome back to my channel, everyone. 3 tips here. Today is day 15 of the silver cell operation. You can see all the silver has been consumed in the anode filter basket. Our amps have dropped way off. If you look down inside the cell here, you'll see that this thing is just full of high purity silver. Now what we'll do is just turn off our power supply up here, and I'm going to disconnect the anode and the cathode connections and move them out of the way. Remove the anode basket. Cover up that hole so nothing falls down in there. I will use my nut driver. We'll drop the cathode connection. Now I'll remove the cover and reveal the beautiful pure silver crystal that we've grown in our electrolytic silver cell. I'm going to reuse this electrolyte a second time, so we want to save it. Here's a look at the pure silver crystal from our electrolytic silver cell. Let's move this electrolyte out of the way. And what we'll do is scrape down the pure silver crystal out of here. Do now is transfer it out of the bowl and into this beaker carefully. Well, we've got a big beaker full of pure silver. What I'll do now is I'm going to pour off the blue electrolyte that's in here, capture it in this main beaker, because we're going to reuse this electrolyte for a second silver cell run. Now what we'll do is start rinsing the pure silver crystal with distilled water. Let me move the electrolyte out of the way. And what I'm going to do is bring up my 5-gallon bucket that I use to cement silver out on copper. Those are pieces of copper in there. And I've removed all the silver from it. This is the silver that was in that bucket. And I store it in this beaker, and then we rinse all the blue liquid off of that. And then I'll melt it up into shot that looks like this. And this is what we use to run through the anode filter basket of the electrolytic silver cell. So now let's go ahead and pour this rinsed liquid off into my copper bucket. It's going to contain a little bit of silver, this blue liquid that I'm pouring off. And what I'll do is keep adding the rinse water into this bucket. It's distilled water. Distilled water. And we'll just do multiple rinses until we get all of the electrolyte rinsed off of our pure silver. What I have here is some boiling distilled water, and now we'll start rinsing the silver with some boiling distilled water to get the rest of the electrolyte rinsed off of there. I'm going to rinse the silver a couple more times. I know from experience that it takes about 6 rinses to get all the electrolyte off of the silver. This is my copper cementation bucket. We add silver nitrate in here. I added the water in there first because we have to dilute the silver nitrate solution. This is silver nitrate solution from my gold refining. Those are crystals of silver nitrate growing in there because it got so concentrated. And what we'll do is we'll dilute this down, heat it up, filter it, and then once I get all the junk filtered out of it, we'll add it to this bucket with all this distilled water in it, and we'll cement the silver out of the silver nitrate. And I'll end up with another jug that looks about like this, full of silver. Let me move my bucket out of the way. And we've got a pan here. We'll put the silver in here. That residual amount will just dry and fall to the bottom of the beaker, and we'll add it to this. Now let's take this silver over here. We're going to put it on some low heat and start drying this out. Got it all dried off now. I'm going to turn the heat off and let this cool down. I've allowed it to cool completely. Now what we're going to do is get a weight on the pure silver crystal from this run. Here we go. Let's go ahead and add this to the to this clean glass container that I like to store my pure silver in. Okay, here's the little bit that was left in the bottom of this beaker. Add that in there. We've got 1,830 grams of high purity, greater than 3/9 fine, pure elemental silver metal. Okay, we've got 1,831 grams. 1,831 grams. Divide that by 31.1 grams. That's how many grams are in a troy ounce. And we've got 58.8 troy ounces of high purity silver. This is 3/9 fine, high purity elemental silver metal that we've refined electrolytically. I have not created silver out of thin air here. This is refining the metal. Creating silver out of thin air would involve rearranging protons in the nucleus of atoms, and I do not have the ability to do that. So what we have here is high purity, greater than 3/9 fine, investment grade, pure elemental silver metal. Okay, this will conclude the video. I'd like to thank everyone for watching.